5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
International superstar, Miss Paula Whittle.
You are now tuned in to Butter Bee Rocker on Transparency Talks Podcast. Hello, hola. Welcome to another episode of Transparency Talks Podcast. Listen, I am super excited about today's special guest. She is a serial entrepreneur and founder and director of Atlanta Fashion Week. Can everyone please welcome Miss Paula Whittle?
Hello, everyone. Hi.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. And yourself?
I'm doing real good. Thank you for being a part of the show. I'm super excited to interview you.
No, thank you for the opportunity.
Okay, so I like to dive right on in.
Mhm.
Can you tell everybody about yourself? Give us a brief overview.
Oh, wow. Actually, I got started when I was 17. I started out in radio. From there, I got into the music industry, producing concerts, tours, working with major labels, being a celebrity booking agent. From there, I started doing conferences, working with businesses. From there, I got into the fashion industry back in 2006 and started the Atlanta Fashion Week, which is in its 15th year. And also I do a lot of, I have fashion creative agency where I do visual communications, that's photography, videography, graphics, website design, just branding, marketing and branding. I also have a mentorship program for young girls, Fashion Apprentice. I have a digital magazine as well within Fashion Week. So I'm doing a lot of different things with a lot of different companies and projects.
Okay, so we're gonna rewind it.
Mhm.
Rewind.
Okay.
So where are you from?
I'm originally from Alabama, Greenville, Alabama, so a small town.
Okay, so you got your first big thing was radio personality.
Yes,
Where was this? This was in Alabama. This was here in
it's
Atlanta.
Alabama, in Alabama.
Okay, so what made you want to get into radio?
Um, I love, first of all, music is my love. I love music. That's first. And while I was in the music industry, I had my own music studio. I was doing production and songwriting and before. Yeah. So a lot of people don't know that I was doing that prior to this, Fashion Week, but I was. So I love music. And I just I just tried it. I was 17. I wanted to try it and it worked and I loved it.
Okay, so you was on a major station. You was on a independent station.
I was on an independent station in Greenville.
Okay, okay. So you transitioned from radio personality
Yes.
to entertainment manager, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Well, I went to college. When I went to college, I started doing events, parties, concerts, and that what kind of made me want to do more in the industry.
Hmm.
I started to discover the different facets of the entertainment industry. So I was interested. So I started to get into other areas like the booking agents, the PR, doing public relations and marketing. So then I started working with labels and, all of that.
When I was reading your bio, I was like, wow. I mean, I didn't know half of the stuff that you've done. Who are some of the labels that you've worked with?
I worked with So Def before, um, on a few different things. So not just on the A&R side of it, but
Mhm.
within Fashion Week, when I first started Fashion Week, there was a part of Fashion Week when I first started,
Okay.
Michael Malden. So it's in different areas with that particular label. I've worked with Sony. I've worked with so many. I'm sorry. Bad Boy, with a couple of events back in the day, a couple of tours, and a couple of their artists back almost 20 years ago. It's been a long time. I've worked with so many labels. I would
Oh,
say majority of them.
okay. So if I read your bio correctly, you actually started your first entrepreneurship job or company, United Imperial Entertainment, kind
Yes,
of young.
yes. I was still in college.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what is United Imperial Entertainment? What does that consist of?
When I first started that was for the events, me doing the event production,
Mhm.
me doing promotions. So I was doing everything from radio promotions and working with artists and marketing, and I also started to manage artists. So I was just doing different things with under that particular company.
Okay. All right. So then you transition from entertainment manager to producing global fashion events annually. How does that happen? Because I mean, those are two totally different worlds.
And you're right. So so I wanted to get out of the music industry. I wanted to do something else.
Okay.
Actually I prayed about it, and I got a response, and I the response was also a response for a need in the area. So which was there was no platform, which is Fashion Week, in the South, where people can promote their talent within the
Mhm.
fashion industry, whether you want to be a model or designer, makeup artist. It was no major platform similar to New York Fashion Week here, where you can promote your talent. So that's why I created the platform, Atlanta Fashion Week. So it took off, and it became bigger than life. But initially I just wanted to provide opportunity, create a platform to provide opportunity.
Mhm. Okay. So it describe that first event and putting it together for me.
Um, it was crazy, but me being the type of person that I am, for is, the organizational skills. I mean, and I have to explain this too. Uh, when having a business or even doing an event of that magnitude, you must have some type of corporate background. You must have some type of business management, organizational skills, communication skills, type of experience and background. So it's not like because I used to work in corporate America too as well, in marketing, work in corporate America in different areas, accounting and all of that. So I gained a lot of experience in corporate America in order to run a business and use that same skills in running a major event of that magnitude. So I applied those skills, which kind of helped. It really helped.
Mhm.
So it was kind of crazy because the response was huge, because it was a new platform. So in that, it was easy. I would say it's easy because that's what I like to do, and I can do. But it's a huge undertaking to do a series of shows over 5 days. So I did it at the Georgia World Congress Center. So, and I worked with about 50, a little bit over 50 designers from around the world.
Wow. And this was your first one?
Yeah, my first one. It took off fast, and it was huge. I worked with Mercedes Benz. I worked with a lot of major brands on the first one. Hmm.
That is amazing. That is
Hmm.
amazing. Okay, so let's fast forward a little bit. What do you think about the fashion today?
Fashion is ever changing, ever evolving, of course. This industry, or the fashion industry itself, to me, the age that we're going into is more of a digital age. So your tech age. So in that, fashion is also going into that tech, age or tech side of things. So um I am, even with this fashion week, I'm going to introduce, some of that fashion and tech, and the emergence of that. So I think moving forward is how can we in this fashion industry operate more efficiently, have more diversity, of course, because we need diversity,
Mhm.
for as inclusion from the other communities. So that's one initiative, and kind of within this industry, with what's going on currently globally, how can we improve with more eco fashion? fashion and tech, and where we're going with the fashion trends. Like, what are the fashion trends for 2023, 2024? So it's I think those three main things is what we're looking at right now for as the fashion industry itself. Now, as far as style, which is something different, each person have their own, type of style. So, so fashion and style is two different things. So that's why I say fashion industry, because the fashion industry is the industry that produces and manufactures and, all of that, all the fashion that we see. But style is what, individually what we have.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you have, I'm assuming, new fashion designers as
Yes.
well as seasoned fashion designers and
Hmm.
stylists on your shows,
Hmm.
as well as
Yeah.
models.
Yeah, independent designers, local designers, national designers, and international designers. So, and it's based off the seasons. Whenever I do include designers,
Mhm.
so it's a wide variety. So they can be, from different countries, different categories, plus size, kids, couture. So it's a wide variety. So I try to, present different, types of fashion.
Okay. What do you feel is the hottest fashion trend this year?
Well, this year, I would say, you know how we go back in time sometimes, like every
Mhm.
10 years,
A retro
we'll,
look?
yeah, we kind of introduce something that we did back in the 90s, in the 2000s, and
Mhm.
then in the, where we are right now, well, 2010s, we introduced something that we did back in 2000. So now we in the 2020s.
Mhm.
So we're going backwards a little bit and trying to introduce more of what we did in the 2010s, a little bit of that. And this new age and the teens that we have now is creating the trends too as well. So your young, people are creating those trends. And those trends could be found on TikTok, and and those young people, so they're creating the trends, actually, the young people, and
Mhm.
we're watching them and kind of keeping up with what they're creating. So
Okay. Do you feel like the red carpet is the best place to be able to really market yourself at like these award shows and everything?
it depends on what you're trying to do. Each person or each company or brand needs to factor their marketing plan around their goals. Like, what is your goal as far as market? What's your target market? Like,
Mhm.
who are you trying to reach? So not everything needs to be presented, on every platform. So it's different ways that you could do marketing. So it just depends on what you're trying to do.
Okay. So do you also design?
Fashion design?
Mhm.
No.
Okay.
I am I will be.
Okay.
I mean, by it my ability to sew and all of that is there, but I don't have a collection and all of that yet.
Okay.
Mhm.
I hear
Yes.
the word yet. And
Mm-hmm.
the stuff that you do, I don't doubt it at all.
Mm-hmm.
So, when did you know that you wanted to be in the fashion and entertainment industry?
um, I look at it like this. It's a gift. So
Mhm.
so whatever your purpose is, and it's going to be easy for you. So whatever
Mhm.
purpose that you have and you apply that gift and that purpose, it's going to be easy. It's going to flow. You're going to have a passion for it. So whether you're in music, whether you're in fashion, or whatever the case may be, and it's your dream, you're going to stick with it. You're not going to give up easy on it. It's not going to be based off of something else. So I knew that when I was younger, I knew I was going to be an entrepreneur.
Okay.
It was like naturally like, okay, I'm gonna run a business. Let me go ahead and learn these skills. So I started learning skills in middle school, how to run a business, because I knew it was just something that I felt and I knew that was in me, and I just prepared for it, and it's just a gift.
Okay. So, okay. Now you are making it seem like it's super easy, to get out there. It's a gift. It happens for you, but I want us to be as transparent as possible because sometimes there are roadblocks that that most people do have to endure, getting into whatever industry that they're getting into. So can you tell us, what was it like for you to really, what bumps did you have along the way and what did you learn from it?
I had everything at me,
Mhm.
everything. And still have challenges. There's nothing in life that you won't have a challenge. If
Right.
it's something that you really want, you always going to have a challenge a challenge to it. So it's all about the way you think and how you perceive things. So your perception of things will change your outlook on how you see things. So when I go through per se a roadblock, I look at it as a challenge or an opportunity. So
Hmm.
I take that opportunity and decipher and discern the situation to see how to move forward or to maneuver it. That's like, the movie with Will Smith when he had the challenges with his son. What's the name of that movie? I forgot. Yeah, so he stayed focused on the goal. It's all about staying focused. If you're a runner in a race, don't pay attention to what's going on the right, don't, because you will lose the race. So
Hmm.
you got to stay focused on what is in front of you and the destination versus how long it's going to take to get there. What all you got to do, it's like being in boot camp, fitness boot camp. You got to go through a lot of things for that. It may hurt, it may be painful, you may be tired, you may want to, but the results is what matters. So I try to keep my mind on the dream or the finale or the destination versus how much I got to go through to get there, or that when I'm in that situation, how hard it is, or it's too tough for me. Once you start thinking it like that, you won't do it. You will give up easy. So it's
Yeah,
all about your mind frame. So just keep moving, just keep pushing and stay focused.
you definitely dropped some nuggets right there. Real good. Okay. Can you give us some more insight about, you had mentioned a little bit earlier about your apprentice mentorship program. Can you tell us what that consists of and what made you start it?
Yes, my heart is for the people at the end of the day.
Mhm.
I love, and the focus I think should be on the next generation. So the next generation needs mentorship. They need guidance. They need support. They need someone to be there for them. So I saw that the fashion industry did not offer that support to the next generation. So I created Fashion Apprentice so we can mentor young kids and young girls or young or the youth for
Mhm.
the fashion industry. So if they want to be a model, if they want to be a fashion designer, if they want to start their own fashion business, we started with after school programs at certain schools.
Mhm.
So and also and also art. So it's not just fashion, it's
Okay.
arts and it's arts too as well. So fashion and arts. So in that we're actually going to add more programs and also a scholarship program where we can help them, go to college, financially and things of that nature too as well. So I'm looking to grow that program because when I first started it, it was just an idea. Expand the program a little bit more, and then even other countries wanted me to bring the program to their country to do the same thing. So when I started taking notice how the demand, was for the program, I started to kind of think more about it and also to expand it too as well.
Okay. So what would you say are a few takeaways that enhanced your career?
Um, always been a learning position posture.
Mm.
So you never know everything. You never can. I'm willing to learn every day. I don't know everything. I
Right.
don't even claim to know everything because things change. The industry changes every day. So always be in that position to learn from others or to learn or to study and to become that expert in your field. So whatever you're doing, if it's an artist, if it's a fashion designer, you need to know the DNA of it. Like you need to know the ins and outs, the everything and the technical part of it. I just believe in becoming an expert in whatever field that you're interested in. Staying focused, like I was saying before. If once you get off of focus, it's a wrap. You're going to be distracted and you're going to go elsewhere. So you won't be able to win this race if you're going to be distracted by other things. Don't be easily distracted. Stay focused so you can win this race, and work hard. Work hard and be dedicated and loyal to whatever dream, vision that you have. You have to stay focused. You have to put all your attention and power, everything, your energy into whatever you have planned, instead of, and you can do multiple things, but if you're not prepared to do that, uh, which it takes time management, it takes, a couple of things for you to be able to do multiple projects or multiple businesses, but just be able to, like I said, just have those skills, time management skills, organizational skills, communication skills, which are necessary in order to run a business or even fulfill, the dream and vision that you have.
Hmm. Okay. So speaking of all of these businesses, you from entertainment executive to fashion mogul to PR, event coordinator extraordinaire, marketing guru, television producer, entrepreneur, mother, teacher, visionary, community leader. How in the world do you juggle all of that?
It's all about time management. At the end of the day, project management and time management is key. How do you manage your time is so important. We have the same amount of time as Beyonce, right?
Right.
And we wonder how she do it, or any other person, or the president do it.
Mm-hmm.
So we have the same amount of time. So I look at, okay, if we have 24 hours in a day, it's how I manage those 24 hours and how I manage those different projects or businesses or brands that I have. How do I manage them? How do I build them? How do I, develop them? And how do I launch them? How do I, so it takes a team
Mm-hmm.
that is also dedicated to your vision and your brand too as well. So how are you managing not only your time but your team?
Mm, that's good. That's good. Okay, so you received a proclamation from the governor, state of Georgia, the Atlanta City Council, including annual support from the Atlanta Mayor and Atlanta Development Authority.
Mhm.
Can you explain to us how that felt receiving this award?
Um, I'm just operating in my dream. I'm just operating in the vision that God gave me and living a purpose filled life. When you do that, things come to you. When things come to you that you feel, I don't want to sound, but it's like those accomplishments will come to you, and it's like, not that it's automatic or that you should have it, which I believe, we are, blessed people. So I think that a lot of these things we will receive those blessings. So I see it as a blessing, as
Mm-hmm,
part of the blessing from the blesser.
mm-hmm,
So I look at it as appreciation to the blesser for what he's doing and opening up those doors, and people recognizing the blessing that God has on me, the gift, the purpose, and people recognizing that and believing in that. So I'm appreciative, of all the accomplishments and everything that I've done, but I believe that there is more to do.
mm-hmm.
So I know that sounds crazy, maybe, but I believe I could do more. I want to go to different countries, accomplish some things there. So it's a global situation with me. It's international. So I accomplished a lot of things locally and state-wise, national-wise, but now it's time to expand globally and make sure that, because I believe in impact.
Mm-hmm.
So I think about, okay, what impact can I make today? Who can I impact? How can I impact? I'm not here to impress. I'm not here to, try to, as you follow me or you may have seen on my page. I'm not here about, me or what I'm wearing today. It's about the people. It's about the impact that I'm making for that day, in somebody's life. Who am I impacting? Is
Mm-hmm.
my question every day. So, and I want to answer that question every day. What's the impact?
I love it. I love it. So you are celebrating 15 years right now. Is that
Yes,
correct?
yes,
Okay.
ma'am. Mhm.
How does one sustain themselves and continue to reinvent the wheel, um, to topping what you did the previous years?
Um, Innovation is number one. You got to become that trendsetter. So even in being a trendsetter, you have to stay on top of, or being the cutting edge, you have to stay on top of what is going on in the industry. You have to be ahead. A lot of these companies plan 5 years in advance.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a lot of people don't realize that when you create a company, it's not just about here and now.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have to plan 5 years ahead. So a lot of the plans that I have was created 5, 10 years in advance. So I knew exactly what I wanted to do, how
Mm-hmm.
to do it, and all my plans was laid out. And I still have plans right now laid out for every year, exactly what I want to do, how I want. So it's, as a visionary, those things will come to you. You write down your plan and you implement those plans. Now, of course, your plans may change, or you may have additions to your plan, and that's based off of, you may want to have a new idea or add something to it. But I'm always a researcher. I'm always in development phase, so I'm always looking to do new and refreshing things.
Okay. So how many shows have you produced as of today?
Um, I would say fashion shows 70,
Wow.
70, over 70 maybe, but I've also produced a lot of other shows too and events, which is crazy. It's a lot of those.
Okay. So when you're doing your shows, who do you feel are some of the hot designers on the rise? Some of the newcomers that people need to be keeping an eye out for?
And that's a great question, because it's a lot of them that a lot of people don't know about, that I plan on introducing to this year's Fashion Week.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say I'm really interested in like Brooklyn and Blake. It's called a brand called Brooklyn and Blake. Um, they're very awesome people locally, local designers here. You have so many. Um, it's a lot. It's a lot of designers. I plan on presenting them. I have a fashion show tomorrow, actually. So
Okay.
I plan on presenting some designers tomorrow, and also for the week of Fashion Week. So it's a lot. It's a lot of designers. I would say it's hundreds of them. And I try to find those designers, unique new designers. And it's a lot of them that that no one has heard of, that are, awesome at their work. So I plan on, kind of showcasing them at this year's Fashion Week.
So when you say you find them, where do you look for designers at?
I'm always on social media.
Okay.
I'm always I pay attention to what someone has on. So if you have on a jacket and I see that you have on this particular jacket that is unique, I'll see what designer designed it. And if it's an independent designer, or even if it's not, I want to see more information about that designer. And that's how I typically find a lot of designers. I follow a lot of stylists,
Mhm.
whether it's celebrity stylists or not. They always post about new designers, or when they style the client, they'll post, all the details. And I found out a lot like that through stylists.
Mhm. Okay. So you have went from pain to power, wheelchair to walking on your own. Can you tell us about that?
Oh yeah. In 2018, well, 2017, I had issues with walking. It started with pain, and it felt like my legs was going out. I didn't know what was going on, so I went to the emergency room. They didn't know what was going on. But eventually, they going to neurosurgeons and all of that. They figured out, or said that it was pinched nerves that was causing a lot of the, my legs not to be able to work. So I went in to do a spinal procedure. So in doing that, which is crazy, they hit the wrong nerve. So when they hit the wrong nerve, it shut down my entire body. So I was bedridden first. When I was bedridden, I couldn't move anything, no fingers, I couldn't move anything. So what I ended up doing was, of course, praying. That's my first line of communication, first line of defense, first line of everything is prayer.
Right.
So when I prayed about it, because I knew that, because in that state you want to die. I'm gonna be honest with you, because you can't move, you don't have per se help to come bring you food and, just do everything for you. So being in that state is not a good position. So I was determined. First, it was determination. I mean, prayer. Second was determination. This is not my life. I'm coming out. I'm getting up from here. It's not going to happen. So I just willed myself out of the bed. Um, I prayed about what to do next, for us instructions, and I got those instructions. Started doing natural medicine, natural, therapy, procedures that I was doing myself. I started studying. I always had um, I always wanted to be able to uh, do medicine anyway when I was younger. I always wanted to be a doctor. So I kind of studied about biology, medicine, and all of that. So from there, that's where I started using natural medicine, which helped and had me, walking again. It took a while, a couple years, but I went to do therapies and all of that. So it helped. And now I'm walking and moving around and everything.
How long was you bedridden?
Um, I would say about a week for me to wake up and be like, hold on, I'm not nope, this ain't me. I got the nope.
Yeah, I definitely understand. I wasn't bedridden. I could technically get up, but it was hard for me to walk. I had a torn meniscus. I had an ACL and a meniscus repair.
Oh wow.
I had dislocated my shoulder, so I had no range of motion for 6 weeks, and I'm sorry, 6 months. And so it was all on one side, and trying to get up, trying to do stuff on my own. You don't realize until you're hurt, or until
Right.
you can't use those ligaments and things.
Mhm.
You don't appreciate them. I'll say that.
Right. Right.
So I had
I
to go to
appreciate it.
physical therapy for a full year, 3 times a week. So I can
Mhm.
imagine you had some serious PT time and everything too to get yourself back up walking, right?
Yeah, I had to work on every part of my body. So I had to work on the hands, the arms. So I'm just not getting strength back in my hands, like real strength where I could hold something and I won't drop it. So it took a lot of patience and just to rebuild muscle, to rebuild because it's a nervous situation. It was a muscular situation, and then it was the skeletal situation. So I was dealing with three different systems to rebuild.
Hmm.
So it was crazy. So it took a couple years.
So are you now better and can do everything
Oh yeah.
without any having any complications?
No. I still go to chiropractor. I still have to make sure that everything consistently go to chiropractors,
Hmm.
regardless, to kind of keep stuff in alignment
Hmm.
because it was a lot going on to make things go out of alignment too. So that's the skeletal situation. So I had to, kind of continuously, keep things in alignment because alignment was, was the big issue
Hmm.
too.
Hmm.
Mhm.
When I couldn't walk, I did 3 months using a walker, 2 months on a cane.
Mhm.
You were saying things, put it in your hand was hurting. I couldn't even hold a cell phone, let alone raise my arm all the way up, or even put my hand in just my pocket, right? Little
Mhm.
things. So when I finally came through, it was of course it was a major relief, but you have people that was there for you to help you throughout this time? Because I know for me, mentally, my spirit was broken. I mean, I tried as best as possible to, keep going and push myself and will myself, but mentally, I was a little messed up.
I was too. I wanted to die. I'm gonna be honest with you because I didn't have any help. I mean, and I think that would have made the big difference if I had that support system, had help, had somebody come, like I said, help me out. But I had no one, so I had no other choice but to get out of the bed. No other choice but to, wheel myself into the wheelchair. I had to crawl sometimes. So it's you you do what you have to do. So that's what I had to do because I had no other choice.
Mhm.
So either you lay there and die, or you're gonna get up.
Right.
So. Mhm.
Okay. So you fought. I feel it. I feel it. I had to do the same thing. I'm like, this is not what my life is supposed to be. I got things I'm supposed to be doing. And I,
Mhm.
I fought my way back. And it sounds like you did the exact same thing. You was not having it. So kudos to you.
Thank
Definitely.
you.
I'm trying
Kudos to you.
to understand. Yeah, thank you. I like people don't understand the magnitude of what one goes through.
Mm-mm.
Even describing it, you're barely touching the surface of what you went through. You know what I mean? So I
Mhm.
totally get it.
Mm-mm.
What is your why to get you up in the morning? What is your why? Who is your why?
God, at the end of the day, He gets me up. He strengthens me. He wakes me up. All of that. I mean, without Him, I'm gonna be honest with you. Without Him, I'm nothing.
Mhm.
So it's His purpose, His will shall be done. At the end of the day, it's not even about me. So I lower myself, esteem Him, and then whatever, which His purpose is His people. So that has to be my purpose.
Mhm.
So that's every day. That's what get me going.
I love it. I love it. So to get into your fashion week, how does models and designers and everybody submit to become one of your participants and stuff?
They can always email atlantafashionweek@gmail.com. Our website is atlantaintlfashionweek.com. And then our Instagram is ATL Fashion Week. You can always follow that to stay up to date on what we have going on. We have a model call this Sunday, actually, at Phipps Plaza at 6 p.m. As well. So we would like to see the models in person to audition and designers and meet them, one on one too as well, and have that opportunity.
Mhm.
So yeah. And then another thing too, a lot of people, I'm just now letting people know that I'm the one behind Atlanta Fashion Week. A lot of people didn't know. Really didn't put myself out there, and they especially did not know that an African American woman was behind Atlanta Fashion Week. So I'm making this huge announcement that yes, it's an African American woman this whole time behind Fashion Week. I did if you go to the website, I'm the website designer for it. I'm social media manager. I'm everything for Fashion Week. I work with every designer, every model I work with, and it's hundreds upon hundreds. So people don't know that I'm like I wouldn't say a one woman show, but I'm very hands on with everything with Fashion
It sounds like we got a lot of stuff in common. So
Week. Yeah.
okay. Okay. Well, I would like to thank you so much for being transparent here on Transparency Talks podcast. You gave a lot of great nuggets and you gave your testimony of how you willed yourself back to walking. It was just amazing for me.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity. It's all about telling my story right now to make sure or see if I can inspire somebody else that no matter what's going on with you, it doesn't matter. I was in the hospital on the computer working. I was wherever I was, I still at the doctor's office and still on talking to people like I'm not at the doctor's office. So no matter what's going on, it's about your will and your willpower. So keep going.
Okay. Well, with that being said, everybody, we are out of here. So again, Paula, I would like to thank you so much for being a part of Transparency Talks podcast. And we will talk to you guys later.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.